Planet of the Apes has never quite nailed the transition to video games. An initial attempt was scuppered by the video game crash of 1983, and a 2001 effort would suffer multiple delays and scathing reviews upon launch, most dubbing the PlayStation version one of the console's worst. Some 16 years later, Last Frontier arrived in 2017 with some serious potential. Featuring extensive motion capture and input from series star Andy Serkis, it looked set to bask in the glory of the current narrative adventure game high spurred by Telltale. Unfortunately, this one, even by genre standards, feels incredibly light on gameplay, and despite offering the same malleability competing games would offer, it's not deep enough to encourage multiple playthroughs, leaving this one a disappointment. Last Frontier, landing in the midpoint between the Dawn and War films, focuses on both a tribe of apes separated from the rest of the pack and an outpost of human survivors in a post-apocalyptic world ruined by a plague. As the threat of winter puts strain on both camps, a series of events sends both sides into a collision course. The impact of this is dependent on decisions throughout the narrative, as you mostly guide Ape Bryn and human Jess through the struggles of both their own camps and the brewing war between them. Much like the modern trilogy it's based on, Imaginati explore the conflict with excellent care, deep studies of each side, and narrative consistency, which colours this story of war with a deeply morose brush.
Y'all better be ready.
Imaginati also do not falter on the presentation front. Most of the time, the visuals are excellent, as both apes and humans benefit from finer details like fur strands on the former, environments are wonderfully lit, and the animation is fantastic, likely due to strong motion capture. So even when the apes mostly converse in sign language, it's emotive enough to keep you watching. Some of the facials can be a bit uncanny valley, and quite a few new scenes transition with plentiful texture pop in, but otherwise it looks stellar. The sound hits the mark too, with a great slew of voice actors for the humans, atmospheric music which fits key decisions and moments very well, and crisp sound effects which heighten every ape grunt, gunshot and strike. Tragically, gameplay is where Last Frontier begins to crumble. While narrative-driven adventures are usually light on gameplay, especially visual novels, this one is perhaps the closest to interactive movie the genre has come. Your only action is left or right to choose a dialogue option, and occasionally pressing X to perform a predetermined action such as shooting. There is no puzzle solving. You cannot move characters freely around the environment, and everything plays out without much input from the player. While the strong narrative tries to serve as a backbone, the problem is that much of the decision making has little impact on preceding events. Far too many decisions result in the same outcome. All key set pieces cannot be altered, and it sometimes diminishes the player to a passing observer. This turns repeat runs into a chore, as you'll witness the same dialogue multiple times, even if you slightly tweak your choices. And with no way to skip dialogue, you're stuck watching it.
Tonight, and for many nights, we shall feast!
Outside of this, there's a few quibbles. PlayLink is supported, allowing you to turn your phone into a controller via a downloadable app. This ties nicely into the multiplayer, which allows up to 3 other players to join in and make decisions together through voting. If you are at a tie, a quick choice serves as a tiebreaker, which adds a slightly fun wrinkle to multiplayer, but crowds will likely tire of this mode quickly due to the slow-paced narrative. There are also 4 endings, which pay off all of your choices, ensuring the couple of hours to clear it isn't the end. However, the lack of a chapter selection adds another layer of irritation, as unless you manipulate saves using either the cloud or a USB, you'll have to begin the whole plodding affair from the beginning. Sadly, for Planet of the Apes fans, Last Frontier proves another disappointing adaptation, though not one without ideas. The concept of a new piece of story to digest in adventure game format could have been a win, not unlike how Telltale adapted the likes of Walking Dead. But Imaginati's effort on the presentation and storytelling are undercut by a rigid narrative lacking dynamic decisions, some frustrating design choices which make repeat runs less appetizing, and little tangible gameplay, even by genre standards. Unless you go ape for anything involving the popular property, Last Frontier is one best left damned and dirty, especially with its rather high price tag.
Father said! Father said!